another episode of This with Krish Show, episode number 20. All right, folks, today let's talk about something that's been bothering me for years now, and we've heard a lot about. It's called the Wussification of America. Right, the Wussification of America. If you didn't hear that, Wussification. What is that? Well, it's like, look, we're raising a generation that believes that trying is the same as winning. That showing up equals success and that effort should be rewarded, even if that scoreboard says otherwise. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The infamous participation trophy, kind of like this one here. That shiny little piece of plastic that says, you didn't win, but we know you exist. Now, before anyone comes after me with some slander and pitchforks and whatever, I'm not saying we shouldn't encourage kids. I'm saying we should not lie to them. Because when we do, we rob them of one of the most valuable lessons in life, right? Which is losing. And I'll tell you exactly how I know that. Okay, so my son has been playing lacrosse for the last 3 seasons and then golf for the last 2. And let me tell you, watching your kid learn to compete is one of the most beautiful and rewarding experiences as a parent. Now, golf, let's talk about golf specifically, because that's where things got real. And that's where I noticed that wussification of America in firsthand, right? So in junior tournaments, parents in golf act as the caddies. They also keep scorecards for the other kids in the foursome. It's supposed to be a fair and transparent way. And keywords, it's meant to be. Some of these parents must have graduated from the University of Creative Math where their math never maths, okay? You'd see it every tournament. Like there's a dad, right? He's standing in the rough with his kid, blocking other parents from seeing what's happening over there. And then they say, hey, my kid just shot a birdie. No, look, even though we saw little Johnny take 9 shots and 2 practice swings, over there in the rough, okay? It's like watching Ocean's 11 Junior Golf Edition. And somehow, those same kids, little Johnny, miraculously, they're all gifted, and they all end up in the top 3 of the tournament, right? Meanwhile, my son, who actually follows the rules, and I counted every stroke, and he played his heart out, was finishing middle of the pack, or lower, okay? You can see it in his face, right? I remember the first couple of times he'd walk off the course, tears welling up, shoulders slumped, and he'd say, Dad, I know I played better than them. Why didn't I win? And that moment as a parent, it's brutal, right? Because you know he's right, but you also know that this is one of those crossroads where you either raise a child that's a victim or a fighter. Then one day, after one of those same tournaments, he looks up at me and says, hey, Dad, can you order me a trophy from Amazon? Time for a different story for a different day. But I'll admit it broke me a little because he didn't want the trophy for ego. He just wanted to feel like his effort mattered. And my wife and I talked about it, and we did not buy one. Instead, my wife and I told him, buddy, if you want a trophy, you have to earn it. Don't let what others do change what you do. Keep practicing. Keep doing the right thing. So he did. We have a little putting green in the backyard. He would practice every day. He worked on his swing. He's focused in his golf lessons, and he kept his attitude good, right? And then at the very last tournament of the spring season this year, something incredible happened. Guess what? He placed second, and he got his first real medal. And then to kick off this year's fall season, he did it again, right? Second place, almost first place. But this time, right, he wasn't even looking for a medal. He was just playing his heart out, playing his game. And man, the joy on his face when they called up his name, it was pure, right? It was earned and it was honest. And that's when it hit me. Doing the right thing will never be easy, but it will always be worth it. And, you know, as an adult, I know this, but as a parent, I didn't quite, right? We live in a world where parents are more focused on their kids' feelings than their foundation. Where comfort is more important than character. But our job, right, as parents, isn't to shield our kids from that pain. It's to teach them how to handle it. Because one day the real world, right, won't hand them a trophy or a medal just for showing up to work. Let's not forget what the Bible says about this kind of perseverance, right? Galatians 6:9, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And that's it right there. Don't give up. Don't cheat. Don't take shortcuts. Keep showing up, keep working hard, and let God handle this scoreboard. I do want to share something with you, right? Because it's pretty impressive. Let me see if I still have it on my phone here. Tiger Woods, right? One of the best golf players ever. I mean, undisputed. Tiger Woods has won 82 PGA Tour tournaments, and he has held 199 top 10 finishes in his career. He's also finished in the top 10 117 more times than he's won, because he's been in 336 tournaments, right? And 137 of those times he didn't finish in the top 10. And you know what? Like Scotty Scheffler and all these guys, athletes, Michael Jordan and Kobe and I'm LeBron, all these athletes, right? Even who's that guy that we don't like? Tom Brady. But all these super athletes, the GOATs is what they call them. They had to lose a lot, right? They lost a lot more than they won. We relish and embellish and celebrate those wins, but those guys, those super athletes, those and even business people as a whole, they lose a lot more than they win, and you have to focus on that, because what doesn't break you will make you is what I've always said. Actually, I've never said that. So anyway, thank you for tuning in to This with Krish show. Look forward to having you guys subscribe, follow, comment, and share on Spotify and YouTube. And I believe Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio are right around the corner. So again, thank you for your support, and love you guys.